Well, let's get straight to an exclusive then. We're approaching the summers, which will entail heightened coal demand in the country as power consumption picks up. I got in touch with the Coal Secretary, Mr. Amrit Lal Meena, and began by asking him about the current availability of coal at power plants. Let's listen him to what all he had to tell me in terms of power demand, as well as the targets that they've set out for Coal India.
Currently, the total stock availability of coal is over 99 million ton, and last year it was about 77 million ton. So there is a growth of about 27%. As regards the production growth is concerned, coal production growth is more than 12% in first 9 months of this year. Supply to power has been 8% growth, and for the non-regulated sector, the growth is about 28%. As regards the stock at thermal power plant end is concerned, it's about 32 million ton plus. So we are preparing very well for the forthcoming summer season. Our endeavor is to increase production during next 3 months and see that stock at thermal power plant end and also the pit head goes more than 130 million ton.
Interesting. So it seems that you're well equipped with regard to tackling the summers this time around. But sir, give us a couple of more details. You know, coal production ramping up is good news, but dispatches are going to be very, very important. So give us a sense on rake availability. I believe as of now, the rake availability is more than adequate. But getting into summers, what is the demand in terms of rake availability? And give us an updated number as well. What's the current rake availability?
We have a system of close planning which involves the interministerial committee and the system of subgroup. So we have subsidiary-wise rake transportation plan, and so far during this year the rake availability has been about 11% higher compared to last year. So we have plans for next 4-5 months also, and we are very hopeful that adequate number of rakes would be available for transportation of the coal. You must be aware that now the eastern dedicated freight corridor is complete and mostly into operation. So earlier the speed of the railway rake from Sonnagar to Dadri, which used to be about 15 km per hour, now rakes are moving at about 35 km per hour plus. So the evacuation from Jharkhand and West Bengal to the western and the northern part has speeded up. Many infrastructure projects have been inaugurated during this year, which have added to the capacity from SECL, that is Chhattisgarh, and also from Odisha. So now there is massive improvement in terms of capacity of evacuation. So we are quite hopeful and very well prepared to ensure adequate availability of coal during forthcoming summer season.
Okay, all right. Give us a few more details then. Coal India, the target there placed is for 780 million tons odd. For the last many years, a few years ago, in fact, it was virtually impossible for Coal India to go ahead and hit their target. But it appears they're on track this time around. So give us a target for FY24 as well as FY25 for Coal India. And also, I recall you telling me the last time we chatted that coal imports account for low 20% now out of the total coal consumed. What's the updated number?
So first, let me tell you about Coal India's performance. Last year, Coal India, as against target of 700 million ton, they have produced 703 million ton in FY23. Now, as far as FY24 is concerned, the target is 780. Coal India is showing a growth of about 12%. So we are quite hopeful that Coal India will achieve its target. For next year, the target set up for CIL is 850 million ton. CIL has massive plans by way of opening of new greenfield mines, enhancing the capacity of the existing brownfield mines. Then lot of MDOs, about 25 projects have been offered into MDO route. Many of them are now coming into the production phases. Then the abandoned and the closed mine have been identified and the private sector investment have been brought into. Mines have been offered in the revenue sharing model. That also has started adding to the coal availability. And then the Coal India has invested extensively on the first mile connectivity, mechanized handling of the coal by way of operationalization of over 31 FMCs and then another about 60 into different phases of implementation.
Right.
CIL has also spent about 20,000 crore for the railway projects augmentation in Chhattisgarh, Odisha and Jharkhand.
Okay.
Many new sidings have been commissioned, many new railway lines are coming up. Therefore, CIL is fully now geared up to meet to its target, and we are very hopeful that in times to come, the capacity of production would be much more than what actually we need the coal. We had earlier a plan of 1 billion ton of the coal production for CIL, but now we have planned for 1.25 billion ton of the coal production for CIL. We want to have additional production capacities so that as and when needed from different areas, depending on the logistic capabilities, we have additional capacity so that we meet the demand as and when it arises.
Okay.
Regarding the import, you are aware that in 2019, out of total consumption, about 26% was the share of the imported coal. Last year it came down to about 21%. This year it is further going down. And if we compare the blending coal, that is for the thermal power plant, last year we have imported for first 9 months about 26 million ton of coal country, but this year it's about 18 million ton. So there is a significant dip. We are, since increasing the availability of coal,
okay.
So definitely the import will go down. Whatever variety of coal is not available in our country,
okay.
coking coal and the high grade coal, that of course will continue to be imported, but broadly as per the requirement of the country for the grade of coal available in our country,
yes.
we will be producing adequate to meet our requirement by FY26.
Got it. All right. Sir, give us a few more details on the e-auction part of the business. How much will it contribute to this total volume uptake? You also said 1.25 billion tons. By when for Coal India?
1.25 billion ton by about, we have plans for next 4 years.
Okay.
And regarding the e-auction you mentioned, in e-auction we offer about 15 to 18% of the total production.
Okay.
And last year the premium was more than 150, at times it was about 200%. But this year this has come down to about 60 to 70%. It shows that availability of coal in market has gone up. And in times to come, when the production further increases, the premium is likely to further go down.
Oh, interesting. That will be, it'll interesting to see how Coal India manages its margins then if e-auction prices dip. But let's focus on the other part of the business. That is the FSA sales for Coal India. Some price increases were taken about, but the street wants to see more price increases. When can we see that, for the remainder? Because I think on a blended basis, only around 30% of the total volumes got the price increase. When do we see the remainder part of the volumes get that benefit of a price increase? Give us a timeline and the quantum.
So there are no plans for the price increase of the notified price of the coal. There are no plans as of now. And as far as the e-auction price is concerned, it's market determined.
Okay, got it. Well, sir, what about, the problem is when Coal India does well, then you have the largest holder and there's the government of India. Sometimes they make a call and said, well done, you've done a very, very good job, but we would like to sell some stake in the company. Has that call come? Have you heard anything about some OFS or some kind of selling of some shares by the government of India?
So these are important, commercial decisions on which I can't comment here.
So you haven't heard as of yet?
No, I can't comment. I mean, it's difficult to share that kind of information here.
Okay, what about dividend? Where Coal India has been paying good dividends, will they continue?
That also, whatever is there in the public domain, you and through you all viewers are aware of. Beyond that, on these commercial aspects, I would not like to comment here.
India's Coal Secretary there shedding light on some very important aspects with regards to coal production and Coal India as well. And you can catch excerpts of this conversation all through the day only on CNBC-TV18. And as we slip Rake, the union budget is less than 30 days away. What is your wish list for the finance minister? Here's presenting the CNBC-TV18 budget ballot box, coming to a hotspot near you. We will be placing these ballot boxes at popular public spots like malls, colleges, theatres and others across major cities. We will also be asking the newsmakers who drop into our studios for their budget wish list. So come join us and tell us what is your top budget wish list for the finance minister. Drop your wish list at a CNBC TV18 budget ballot box near you. We will compile them and present it to the finance minister before she presents the union budget.